It's estimated that in only a couple of seconds, you can either turn a woman on or create so much disgust that she will never even want to touch you. But there are numerous tricks to ensure that you get the odds in your favor when it comes to creating attraction. In fact, some of these tricks can create instant attraction from a sexual point of view. Unfortunately, only a handful of men know about these, and they either do it inadvertently or they've been taught some of the closely guarded secrets that women often don't want anyone to know. And this makes complete sense when you think about it, since no one truly wants to show their vulnerabilities. Well, that is, unless you know a woman and she's willing to spill all the beans. The last one is a total game changer and has a 100% success rate. Today, we focus on some of the most important tricks that you can easily use to turn women on. In fact, the word tricks is not completely correct and might even be seen as a little bit of clickbait, but what you'll learn stems directly from the mind of a woman and what they want men to know when it comes to the secrets that turn them on. But first, let's figure out what the core element of attraction is. The root of all attraction. What is that single thing that always seems to work with any woman, regardless of age or even her preferences in men? Well, this is what is referred to as sexual tension, or even just simple tension to start with if you haven't yet mastered the sexual element. You see, for attraction to take place, there needs to be some kind of emotional stimulation. This can be either positive or negative emotion, but there needs to be something for her to unlock those emotions and to make her feel like you're the one she's truly interested in. Emotions like fear of loss and even frustration are negative, but they create a spark where two people constantly feel like they want to be close to each other to a specific degree. But when you manage to establish sexual tension, she'll want to break the tension as much as possible. By itself, sexual tension is enough to turn any woman on in a matter of seconds. But the big problem nowadays lies in the fact that men have absolutely no idea how it is that they'll need to go about establishing this kind of attraction. In this video, you'll learn 8 highly important things about female psychology that should naturally help you turn any woman on in just a matter of seconds. This is Women's Secrets Revealed. Let's dive in. Number 1. Being well groomed. Are you someone who takes care of himself, or do you simply spend a lot of time making sure you look good when you're out in public? You see, many men are a completely different kind of person when they're at home compared to the kind of person they are when it comes to their public persona. However, one of the most important secrets you need to take note of early in your life is the importance of grooming. Things like taking care of your skin, having a nicely trimmed beard, and a haircut that fits will be enough to make a massive difference when it comes to attraction. Women actually take a lot of notes when it comes to your appearance as a man, something men forget, especially when you realize just how detail-oriented most women are. But grooming is only one part of this coin, and if you look like you're 2 meals away from a heart attack, this will also put many women off from dating you. You see, health and fitness are the 2 most important things in life, and without them, there is no true reason for you to do anything, since your body will not be able to survive the most basic of things. You have to at least do some working out to be in shape, which is part of focusing on effective grooming and making sure you don't look like you rolled out of a trash can. Grooming is not something you might think of every day, but it's one of those subtle things you can add to your daily routine that could add a point or 2 when it comes to how attractive women find you. Always make sure that your beard, hair, and skin are on point when you go out. This will certainly help you with the ladies, and it's a natural aphrodisiac that can turn her on in an instant. Number 2. Stylish clothing. If the grooming is done, you have already done the hardest part of the actual work that you'll need to do. You see, women are very detail-oriented, as we've just said, but they also look at some of the other things of your outward appearance. Many men simply hop into the nearest clothing store and buy something they like, but don't give any true regard for how it fits and what they need to add to make the outfit work for their own type of body. In fact, few men on this planet actually have style of their own and always try to copy the style of others. Unfortunately, no other person on the planet will have the same body type you have or even the same kind of style ideas that you want to pull off. This is why it's so fundamental that you become a trendsetter, instead of just another one of the sheep who's constantly trying to follow styles and justify their own actions. If you happen to go shopping for clothing, it's often worth the effort to have someone tag along and share their opinions. You don't need to buy the most expensive brands, but simply just look for clothing that will naturally fit the contours of your body and accentuate some of your more pronounced features. If you look at someone like Jay Waller, you can see someone who adapts to his environment. In the boardroom, he might wear expensive clothing, but when on a site, he tries to blend in with the workers. The clothing is not expensive in many cases, but thanks to his choice of style, he can make everything seem like it was tailor-made for his specific body type. By wearing stylish clothes that fit your body and having some kind of personal style, you're more likely to make the heads of women turn your way. Women will love the fact that you look like Prince Charming, and it serves as one of the instant turn-ons for many women out there. Number 3. Positive outlook on life. One of the most powerful things you can ever employ is adopting a more positive outlook on life. You see, it's always vital to have some positivity flowing in your life, as this creates a natural glow around you, and it gives you hope for better things in the future to come. Women hate men who are constantly complaining about life and just looking at all the negatives. You see, many men have become women in the sense that they now gossip and talk the same way. All of this originates from a negative frame of mind, and this will affect everything on the outside as well. With the world already touched as it is, nobody wants to deal with even more negativity, and this is where having a positive outlook on life comes in. But beware that you don't fake this, as having a fake outlook on life is something women will sense within a couple of seconds. Once she sees you as being fake, you will never be able to win her over. To instill a more positive outlook on life, you'll need to become more positive yourself. This means that you'll need to do things that actually make you happy. Small changes like improving your grooming routine, getting enough sleep, and even exercising can help you with this extra release of dopamine. The higher your levels of dopamine, the more likely you are to have a positive vibe about you. Number 4. Having actual friends. One of the saddest sights that have been glorified by Hollywood is seeing a man all by himself sitting at a bar and talking about his problems. However, this is not how it works in real life, and nobody cares about the difficulties you're facing, especially when you want to attract more women into your life. Having friends has a major psychological effect when it comes to women, and this shows them that you're accepted into what is called a pack. Yes, humans have a higher level of consciousness and intelligence, but at a primal level, we all remain the same kind of pack animals that we see on the Discovery Channel in the wild. If you have friends and you're in good standing with them, you're bound to have more fun when you do things, and this will naturally create a sense of happiness and positivity that will draw women in. In fact, if you can't even sustain a friendship, there is absolutely no chance that you'll ever be able to have any successful relationships. But men miss this opportunity, and women tend to keep them away from their friends, and they fall into this trap. Once she has you figured out, it's game over, and she'll become bored, but making sure you have friends to talk to can turn her on, since she's not the number one priority in your life. Also, you need to make sure that she understands how valuable your mates are, and she needs to respect this. Number 5. Subtle confidence. Confidence is one of the most attractive things to women, but many men don't know the difference between confidence and arrogance. Yes, confidence is having the courage to speak your mind, but arrogance is speaking your mind when absolutely nobody has asked for your opinion on something. Women hate men who try to show how confident and dominant they are, and these men tend to always believe they're attractive, but in the end, they never get the chick. You see, subtle confidence is often associated with the Sigma male, a person who's confident but doesn't feel the need to show it to everyone. Women can sense this sneaky level of confidence, and they naturally want to figure it out. If you really want to turn a woman on, having a subtle edge of confidence about you will make life that much easier and ensure that there is a genuine attraction between the two of you as well. In the real world, people have confidence, but they tend to keep to themselves as much as possible, and this is something that younger men tend to forget once their ego becomes something they have to deal with. By showing more subtle signs of confidence, you are more likely to get the woman you like interested, and it can even turn her on. Number 6. Adding a dash of humor. For this one, we once again have to turn to the current state of affairs in society. With the world becoming so complicated, everyone's carrying some kind of burden every single day. This is not only something that men have to deal with, but many women also need to fight for every single inch they want in life. This means that life, by itself, is already miserable. So when a woman meets you, the last thing she wants to deal with is a miserable person who doesn't have any sense of humor. Now, we all know that humor is already one of the most attractive features to many women, but what is often missed is the fact that adding a dash of humor to things like flirting in everyday conversation will allow her to escape from her monotonous life, even if it's only for a couple of seconds. And this is what you're looking to achieve. If you can get her laughing, you are already reframing her mind to associate you with positivity and happiness. And guess what? This is a massive turn on for almost any woman that you'll ever meet. So, you should sharpen up your humor skills. Perhaps work on a couple of non-insulting comebacks, and you can create intense sexual tension that will get her turned on almost immediately. Number 7. Being unpredictable. It's worth noting that society has become highly predictable, and with it, many men are also following this kind of trend. Nowadays, a woman can predict what a man's going to do next or what he's going to say in certain situations. There's absolutely no more excitement left in society at the moment, and this is why relationships fail. You see, being a little unpredictable will cause her to think and perhaps even wonder. This means that you have a rent-free occupation within her mind, which is incredibly hard to get, but being unpredictable means that you should keep things excited with surprises, or even a few treats along the way. Everything should have a positive connection to it. You mustn't become emotionally unpredictable, as this could have a counterintuitive effect where you're more likely to push women away instead of securing the relationship. You see, weak-minded men tend to react out of emotion, and this creates emotional instability. So, whilst your actions might be a little unpredictable, your emotions are predictable and congruent. Number 8. Being assertive. The last one is the one trick that will change your life forever. You see, women are not built to be leaders, and whilst Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton will disagree, it's still Barack and Bill who occupied the office of president, whilst they served a supporting role. Women want to be led by men, but they want to be led on the right path. Nowadays, men are so weak that they don't even know what the right path is. And women realize this, which naturally forces them into occupying a leadership role in the relationship. However, deep down, she's still craving a man who can take the lead. By becoming more assertive, but in a good way, you can create so much more attraction between yourself and those around you. You'll notice that very few men have the capability of being leaders, and they will naturally fall in line with the dominant kind of guy. By default, this is something women find extremely attractive. Once you take up the role of leader in the relationship, you are more than likely to have women naturally gravitate toward and look to you as the leader of the situation. Whilst it's not enough to become a messiah of sorts, it is something that will etch you up on the ladder of attraction. But let's face it, women can be quite complicated to understand, and few men are willing to study them, which is why we have scientists doing this for us. If you're still struggling with creating an instant connection with women, make sure to check out this next video. Perhaps you'll find a surprise waiting.